Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man Plop. Today, I just want to get into drawing some lines on your uptrends slash downtrends. I think that this is a pretty important thing to get down. A lot of people don't draw their uptrends correctly, and that causes them to not make the best decisions they can. And it's important that we see the same thing pros are doing. So let's properly draw some uptrends here. And to start it off, I wanted to start with TRIN. I think this is a very easy channel to identify, very easy uptrend to draw some lines for and use as an example. So I'm going to dive right in. And first, we're going to start by identifying where the pattern is, where it starts off. So if you look at this low all the way over here, it actually seems to respect the bottoms of this uptrend pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead and decide that this is where the uptrend starts. So I'm gonna take the lowest point on this dip right here before the uptrend takes off, and I'm going to bring this line out as opposed to going right through the next dip and just drawing a straight line. I'm going to bring this line out and I'm going to move it up until it touches a part of the uptrend, and that would be this wick right here. I would say you want to get the actual candle as opposed to wick, and this is a prime example why. This would be a ridiculous support for this uptrend, and you don't want to go up from it. So, despite it touching the uptrend twice, we're not going to use this. We're going to go ahead and touch the next support relevant to this uptrend, and that would be right here. And again, using the actual candle, not the actual wick, and it would be this dip right here. And we got a one, two, we got three taps, but I still think we can do better. There's a little bit of weird, awkward space here, and it almost looks like it wants to touch this line. So I'm gonna redraw that, bring it out again. We didn't like that second point, so we're gonna ignore this point. We're gonna ignore that second one. Let's go for the third one, and that would be right here. Yeah, right here on the top point right here. It touches this third dip, and we got one, two, three, four, five. That's a much more reliable uptrend. So I'm gonna go with that for now, and to give myself some validation, reassurance, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this line, duplicate this drawing by right clicking and then selecting duplicate, and I'm going to use this to draw the line for the tops of these of this channel as well. And if you look at that, it works perfectly. It literally works perfectly. I did not have to draw another line. Probably shouldn't to begin with, and it creates a nice channel that works for both tops and bottoms. So tops and bottoms. So that's the channel I'm going to go with for this example. There's my example for TRIN. I'm going to go ahead and take us to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and use BK. I thought this was a good example to use because it kind of has some uneven dips, and I think it's important to know how to deal with these types of charts or these types of dips and not be thrown off and make bad lines because of it. So to start off, again, like the last line, we're gonna go ahead and take the lowest point of the pattern, and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna start it right here. And the reason I'm not starting from this dip over here is because, yeah, I understand it's a lower low before the pattern, but it's kind of flat here. It doesn't really go with the actual pattern. I feel like this is where the pattern actually takes off. And you don't want to mix two patterns together that don't go together. This is where the pattern really starts. So I'm going to go ahead and use this dip for that reason on the bottom of the candle, not the wick. You're going to stretch it out like the last time. And again, the first tap on the actual candle, which would be right here. This it's almost like the same one. This first dip clearly doesn't work, despite it touching it twice. Um, the uptrend is all the way up here. We're not going to use this. That's not a good example. Very rarely will I use two dips to as a support. But we're going to redo that. Instead of that first dip, we're going to bring it out again. Not that first dip. We don't want that first dip. Here's the second candle that it touches. This is better. It touches it one, two, three times, and right here it touches it uh, before it or above of this little weird gap three red candles here. This was chopping, clearly couldn't go off it. It's bouncing off here, and then there's a little bit of space here. I think that we can go ahead and close that space. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up so that it touches this dip as well, and this works just fine. It's touching it one, two, three, four times. I'm going to go ahead and go with this support, and to give myself some reassurance, again, duplicate drawing. I'm going to use it for the tops of this uptrend, and that works. That's not, yep, that works right there. So despite there being just a bit of space here, I think that it works really well right here. One, two, three touches, four, barely missing, but just like the dips down here that can sometimes barely miss, you can also miss the top. So this is the uptrend I'm going to use for this channel, and that's my second example. For that, my last example, I'm actually going to use a downtrend just so that you guys get examples of both. So for this last example, I'm going to use Uber. I think that there's a very clear downtrend going on here after breaking out of this little support. Once it broke it, it started this downtrend, and I'm gonna go ahead and start like my other charts. I'm gonna take the starting point of this downtrend, and I think after this huge drop, this is the dip I'm gonna be taking. Um, it's the same thing. We're gonna pull it out, pull it back up until it touches one support. This support, there's one, two touches, but still, it doesn't touch as many supports as we'd like it to. We're gonna go ahead and try again. I'm gonna grab it by the end, and I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna up until it touches another few. Right here's touches one, two, three, four, five. But look at how little space we have to cover for it to touch all of them. So let's go ahead and lock that, seal that in. And right there you go. It touches every support. I like this one. It's clean. It's not, we're not forcing the line to touch everything. It's just a nice trend with, maybe it goes a little lower, but overall it's still respecting it. So I'm going to give myself some reassurance again, like always. Duplicate the drawing and bring that line up, and look at the perfect, works perfectly. Clear channel, cleared down channel. So support and resistance on uptrends are very easy to do, and it's just something you got to incorporate with your trading. I really think that newer traders specifically need to pay a lot of attention to support and resistances. If I simply knew the idea of loading up at supports and selling at resistances when I first started, I could have done so much better. But that's why I'm showing you guys here, and I'm hoping you guys take something away from this. If this helped you guys at all or gave you a better idea on how to trade, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's the least I could ask for. And be sure to check out our Discord, guys. When we're active in there and we're making calls on the trading floor, it's pretty sick. We've been pretty green recently, and always happy to trade every day. It's fun to make money. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching this, and uh, I'll I'll post some more content in the future.